Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Remember, day is the day of opportunity. It's where we can get at it. Can't make any money, can't change people's lives on the weekends. Well, you can personally. Actually, I'm going to tell a story about that. But look forward to Mondays. Mondays are great days of opportunity. So today I want to talk about a little bit about gratefulness. Because I had such a great weekend. And when you have kids, your weekends are like completely like I have no room for anything but like the kids, my wife, and all the things that are associated. And it's great. And it goes like that. And it's unbelievable. But I want to tell you a little bit of like a great story. I had my one son, my older son, Liam, yesterday. And my younger son, Mateo, because me and my wife had some parties on Saturday afternoon, he was like, "Oh, mama, I didn't get to hang out with you on Saturday, blah, 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 blah. Can we spend a day together?" So he wanted to spend the day together with his mother. So I spent the day with my older son. And we went to the beach. We had a good time. And you know, he just, I always say to kids, I got this from Ed Milet, that things are caught, not taught. Like you can sit there and tell your kids everything. And I remember I was a kid and I heard, but I didn't always do what I was, but I did catch it. They catch it. They catch things. So you can say like, you want to be this type of person. But then if you're not that type of person in the house, the kids call you, they know your bullshit. Like, okay, daddy says that it's the best day of his life, but he's over here screaming and yelling and this, that, and the other thing. I call bullshit on that. But kids know, right? So I was just first off on great. I was really grateful, and I am really grateful for my weekends and the time I get to spend with my kids and my wife. And but I had this great, one-on-one time with my son, and at the end of the night, I was just tired, man. I was really tired. So I went to bed early, probably like 8. I went to bed to lay to bed at like 8:30, even before I said to my wife, like, you let them put themselves to sleep or you put them to sleep. Normally I put the kids to sleep. Anyway, my oldest son comes in and he kisses me on the forehead and he said, "I love you, Daddy." And man, did that just feel great, man. I was really grateful. I mean, he doesn't always do that. He doesn't normally do that. And it was like, wow, it was like he just did it on his own. And it was after we had a great day together and we had some great conversations. And so I was really grateful about that. And I wanted to share, like, you can have great times on the weekend and little things. There was a thing, I'm getting into parenting. There was a commercial when I was living in the States that I saw. I'll never forget. I don't see it anymore. I've even looked it up on YouTube, where it was like, a dad doing something, what you would think is stupid or nothing important with their kid. And it said, "Take a moment to make a moment." And it always stuck with me, like all little things. You don't know what these kids are going to remember. So every moment is important. Um, but to add to this story, this is the thing I really want to tell you. I am in general a very grateful person. And the happiest people, Tony Robbins actually did this free 3-day thing. I didn't get to listen to do it this weekend, but it's on YouTube. I'll try to find a link and put it in there. But he said, people that are grateful are thinking about now are the happiest people in the world. And I got to tell you, man, I really am. I'm always thinking about now. I do think about my future, but people that are thinking about their future are more ambitious and this, that. And, you can't be as grateful for now if you're always thinking about the future because you're always like, well, because look, the sun's coming up here in Aruba and it's February and it's beautiful out. I'm super grateful for this. But if I want a house 3 times the size of this and on the most exclusive spot of Aruba, then in my head, even though this is an amazing place, I'm I'm there. I'm not there, and I'm ambitious to get there. And most ambitious people and people are going to attain things. And in my life, I have been a guy that was thinking about the future. And I'm not saying I don't, but I am mostly centered around now and being grateful. And one of the things I wanted to share with you, which is the second part about my story, Liam, is my coach. If he has a shout out to him, Devin Banditson, I'm going to put a little link to his stuff. If you go to his Game Changer, which there's one in like 2 weeks in South Florida, he gives you at the end, I don't want to spoil it, but he gives you a domino, and it's a special domino, but I've lost those dominoes. But it's to remind you of who you are. Like sometimes you go to like some motivational thing, or you go to Tony Robbins and you get back to like, yeah, man, I'm a powerful being. I'm a powerful person, and I'm a great person, and you're the one, and we're all special, and we're all the one, but we forget it, you know. So that domino is supposed to remind you every day that you keep it on you, of who you are. And I always have this domino. If you've ever been with me, I always have a domino. Always. This one's, and I used to get like, oh, I don't want the number six, or I don't care, as long as I got the domino. And what happens is during the day, I feel this domino and I go, oh, yeah, yeah, I remember who I am. I remember who I am. So the second part of the story of my son Liam is he comes in after he came to put me to bed, and he comes back in like a half an hour later. I was still up, and he's like, "Oh, Daddy, Mateo called me this and that and this." And I said, "Dude, what do you care what Mateo calls you?" And I always say this. I'm like, people are gonna call you way worse than that. People call Daddy way worse than that. Like, you got to remember who you are. You know, you're the man. This, that, and he's like, "Yeah, you're right, Daddy." He's like, "Daddy, can I?" Because I have a thing of dominoes because I frequently, this one I've had probably for 4 or 5 months, but I do lose them. And if I lose them, I have to have another one. It's like a thing. So my son goes, "Daddy, can I take the number two domino and that's over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can take it." And I was like, "Wow, man, my son caught it. He caught it." And so this morning when he went to school, he had his domino in his hand. He's like, "What pocket should I put it in?" And he goes, I'm gonna remember this. Whenever somebody says something bad about me, I'm gonna remember who I am." And so I'm telling you guys this story because these are like the little things that I do in my life that I didn't come up with, but have really changed my life. Like this domino is with me every single day, like everywhere I go. And when you're having an interesting day, because we don't like to say terrible day or tough day or whatever, I still feel this domino. And, oh, remember who you are. And for you guys, you're all special. You all have special talents. You all are amazing people. You're all children of God, whatever God it is that you follow. Do not forget who you are and have the best day of your life. Thanks, guys.